President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump test positive for COVID-19 late Thursday night, tweeting, "Tonight, Flotus and I test positive for COVID-19. We will begin our quarantine and recovery process immediately. We will get through this together." Coming up, we trace back the infection to one of the president's closest aides. COVID-19 is preparing to spike around the country again, and only 3 states are reporting a decrease in cases. Find out what states are taking the necessary precautions and what states are having trouble following suit. Tonight we will hear from the mother of Miss Tougaloo College and her thoughts behind Sunday's parade honoring her daughter. Regardless of the upcoming COVID-19 spikes, Mississippi is still prepared to open the annual state fair. Find out how the commissioner is preparing to keep rides clean and fairgoers safe and healthy. You're watching WUNK News. Breaking news. Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump both test positive for the COVID-19 virus. White House officials are worried considering the high risk that the president is at because of age and weight. As the president gets diagnosed with COVID-19, this marks the first illness to fall upon a president in decades. President Trump's closest aide and former White House Communications Director Hope Hicks also tested positive for the virus just before the president. Concern for the president's health are high considering that his height and weight ratio confirm him as overweight. During the presidential debate, the president mocked former Vice President Biden for constantly wearing a mask. Biden's result for the COVID-19 virus returned negative, along with his running mate Kamala Harris. The body of missing Byram team Austin Green was found on September 23rd by police. Officials are working closely with Jackson Police Department homicide detectives to identify a suspect. Family and friends gather in honor of missing Byram team Austin Green for a balloon release. Green's body was found with a gunshot wound inside of a vacant home in Jackson. Green has been missing since August 27th and had to be identified by dental records. His mother still remembers her last words to him. No arrests have been made at this time. If you have any information in regards to the incident, please contact the Jackson Police Department, Byram Police Department, or Crime Stoppers at 601-335-8477. A Parchment inmate was found stabbed to death by prison officers on Sunday afternoon, and the commissioner claims to be doing everything they can to decrease violence inside the prison. 34-year-old Bobby D'Angelo Hawthorne was found inside a Parchment prison stabbed to death. Hawthorne was in prison serving an 18-year sentence for drug trafficking and armed robbery. His death was ultimately ruled a homicide by the coroner of Sunflower County, Heather Burton. Commissioner Burl Cain traveled to Parchment to aid in the investigation. The Sheriff's Office of Sunflower County, Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, Corrections Investigation Division, and County Coroner are all assisting in the investigation. Coming up, only 3 of 50 states have reported a decrease in new COVID-19 cases. Next, we will dive in and take a look at the numbers closely and hear why other states are still in the red. The latest reports show that only 3 states have reported a decline in COVID-19 cases, while 21 other states are reporting a rise in cases. Experts are saying the issue is as simple as people choosing not to wear a mask. COVID-19 cases are rising again, as Johns Hopkins reports the highest single-day case numbers since August 14th. States such as Indiana and New York have all reported an increase in cases, while Mississippi has been among those to maintain a steady case rate. Experts are wondering how long can states maintain steady and decreasing numbers if citizens are refusing to wear masks. Though Mississippi has been steady, many residents are concerned for their health and safety, especially with the state fair opening this week. Clinton Public Schools confirmed that yet another student has tested positive for COVID-19. District officials have contacted the parents of the student, but are still unaware of how many students were exposed. The superintendent of Clinton Public Schools reports that another student has been confirmed to have the COVID-19 virus. This particular student attended Sumner Hill Junior High and marks the 15 case for the school district. The district is working diligently to solve the matter by conducting a deep cleaning of the school that occurred this past Tuesday. Clinton Public Schools is attempting to stay open and honest with parents as the school year progresses and are continuing to follow CDC and MSDH guidelines. COVID-19 has had its grip on Mississippi for quite some time, but health professionals and frontliners are doing everything in their power to get our state healthy and back on track. University of Mississippi Medical Center is using $1.6 million to conduct COVID-19 research. Anchor Alexis Jones has more on the story. For more information on the work that the university is doing to beat COVID-19, visit umc.edu/clinical trials. COVID-19 putting a hold on your plans? That's not stopping the 82nd Miss Tougaloo College as she is honored in a drive-by parade this past Sunday. Next, we will hear from the mother of Miss Tougaloo on her daughter's success. Miss Sylviana Moten Horton has been crowned the 82nd Miss Tougaloo College by her friends and peers. However, because of COVID-19, she will be unable to have a proper coronation. Her mother is doing everything she can to correct the situation. The 82nd Miss Tougaloo College was honored on Sunday in Jackson with a drive-by parade. Thanks to her mother, she was able to have her friends and family in attendance to show their love and support. Cars drove through Jackson, honking their horns and presenting her with gifts to congratulate her on her achievement. The parade was outside Veterans Memorial Stadium, and drivers were provided gift bags for participating. Election Day is approaching fast, and Mississippi residents, old and young, are lining up to register to vote. Various voter registration drives are being conducted around Jackson to make the process simple and smooth. Different organizations around Jackson are looking to assist new voters with their voter registration process. These organizations include Black Voters Matter, One Voice, and Mississippi Move. And while residents may not be able to register for voting online, these organizations have advised going online at least to print out the registration form. Organizations have advised printing out the registration form online. After printing out and finishing your voter registration form, you can drop it off or mail it to your local circuit clerk office. Along with large groups of people registering to vote, many other residents are looking to vote absentee for various reasons. And while their reasons may vary, they are all sure of one thing: voting in this year's election is a necessity. If you have any questions or concerns about how to register to vote or vote absentee, contact the Circuit Clerk's office at 601-968-6628. Coming up, the annual state fair is preparing to open in the midst of another COVID-19 spike. How is the fair commissioner preparing to deal with large crowds, and is it safe to participate? Next. Mississippi has officially opened the 161st Annual State Fair on Wednesday, October 7th. And though health concerns for the public are high, many are trusting the promises of the fair commissioner and are taking safety precautions in order to stay healthy. COVID-19 does not seem to be enough to deter Mississippi residents from participating in the 161st Annual Mississippi State Fair on Wednesday. Not only are people excited, but Fair Commissioner Andy Gibson has encouraged fairgoers and promising a safe and clean environment. Masks are not a requirement for the fair, but will be provided at the fair entrance. Sanitizer stations will be at various locations throughout the fair, and workers will be required to sanitize rides and equipment. A local comic book store in Everett, Washington reports one of its most prized collectibles stolen, and it seems to be weighing heavy on the hearts of regular store customers. Everett Comics in Everett, Washington files a police report stating that their 4-foot-tall Batman Funko Pop had been stolen from the window in their store. The store also reports that the statue was the only thing stolen. Surveillance footage shows that the statue was taken around 3 a.m. and was eventually reported around 6 a.m. by a dog walker. Everett Comics, along with other small businesses in Everett, Washington, are working together to demand that the mayor provide more protection for small businesses. Jackson residents are in high spirits as the Jackson Zoo finally receives its exhibitor license. Not only are residents eager to visit the beloved zoo, but even the mayor is optimistic about upcoming renovations that are to be made to exhibits. The Jackson Zoo has officially received its permanent exhibitor's license from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. The license was approved after a virtual tour was had to approve specific requirements of the zoo. Before, the zoo operated under a temporary license that allowed them to open on weekends in August. Guests can also look forward to the addition of new animals such as an African lion and giraffes. We thank you for tuning in to WUNK News. Have a blessed night.